I mean, since Colson's just going to tell us what happens, we don't really even have to watch
I didn't tell you what happened.
You just saved me $18.
No, I didn't. You have no
Plus
idea
a
what happened.
babysitter? I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Parking, a soda, popcorn. You're talking about a $50 night. Plus, plus the babysitter, it's a $100 night.
Yeah.
Well, and I take my tips from you, so 3 bottles of wine, like, it's expensive. It's $150 to go see a movie.
No
I don't know why.
No kidding.
Totally worth it. Spend the money. Go give Sony your billions of dollars.
I don't have billions of dollars.
Well, they have it.
Okay. Well, Mr. Sony, I'll send you a check.
It's going to bounce hard, but
I'll put in the signature line. I'll put in quotes Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, so just prepare to.
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect.
Y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna be real with you, and I don't care if I get fined.
I got my sweet jerk off. Put some strings on.
That train is off the track.
Who doesn't love the bouncy castle?
Hitler. Just prepare to. So just prepare to be awash in undebeatable goodness.
Welcome, Pacers fans. You are listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast. Today is February 6, 2022, and this is episode 571. Coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana, I'm your host, Joey Graffita, the man behind the dials and former and maybe future season ticket holder. This show, we're going to discuss a 1-3 week of Pacers basketball with games against the Clippers, the Magi, Bulls, and the Cavaliers. Joining me this show are two of our three analysts, coast to coast, like buttered toast. First, from, where are you again? You're in, Asheville, North Carolina.
I'm in Asheville.
He's our in-house bartender mixing up the drinks and the crappy jingles, John Colson.
What is up, Pacer Nation? What is up, fellow Undebeatables? It's Thirsty Monday. You've earned it.
And I know where this guy is. He's in Boise, Idaho, out west. Our enforcer, John Harper.
what is going on, fellas?
Before we get into the show, we'd like to remind you that you can support the longest-running Pacers podcast by heading over to patreon.com/undebeatables. You can support our show there for as little as $1 per month. Thanks to everybody who's done that. It really helps support what we do.
$1 a month. I mean, that's like a cup of coffee a year.
I'm not following your math.
Isn't
what-
Starbucks charge like $12 a cup of coffee now? I don't know.
I don't think so. It's
Okay.
a couple bucks. Well, you know what? It depends on what you get. I guess I get.
That's what I'm saying. You get some weird macchiato with the gold flakes, you know.
I don't get the gold flakes, and I don't actually. If my wife goes, I'll get something. I usually get like a small black coffee.
So you're willing to pay the same for a cup of coffee as a bottle of wine?
Got to get those gold flakes.
That's where it's at.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like we when we're recording our show, we need more patrons. We have essentially, I don't know. I have no gold flakes in the tea I'm drinking right now. What about you guys? Nothing.
Yeah, 0 gold flakes. Although I am drinking the champagne of beers,
Yeah,
so
okay.
it's a little classy.
We don't really have laws in Idaho, so there may not be any gold, but there's probably some lead in the water.
Sure.
Do you pay extra for that?
No.
No.
But you
No
know what,
taxes.
you guys. You know what though? At least you guys are not on your own power grid, so you've got that going for you. You're connected in with the rest of the country.
Works out really good.
Yeah, turns out. So, Pacers had 4 games of basketball. The first one against the Clippers Monday, January 31st. This is a quick one, actually. Game time, 2 hours and 4 minutes, which is quite impressive. This was at home. Pacers win 122 to 116. This was a fun one. Pacers looked good and put it away. I think standout performance, of course, was Isaiah Jackson. 26 points, 10 rebounds, went off. Karis LeVert had a good game. I think this week bodes well for him. Lance Stevenson and Gummy Bear, your boy Dwayne Washington. Dwayne Washington is the Gummy Bear. That's right?
That is correct, sir. Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of nicknames flying around. They're not on Basketball Reference, so I don't know what I can trust here. But.
So Isaiah Jackson is Knight Rider. He had a wonderful career game. Knight Rider did a nice job.
Yeah. And this was and because of the Pacers style offense and defense that we're running this year, this was the last meaningful game he played for this week. So
we don't want to win games, Joey.
No, that's the thing. Karis LeVert had a good week, and of course we're going to talk about this. He's gone, so he got himself traded.
He gone.
What?
Isaiah Jackson, 26 points. He spent 22 seconds of the next game before he was out for the rest of the week at least. But this was fun, and I think the Clippers are not. They're a little underpowered.
A little.
They have Paul George on the roster, so that's a problem. Kawhi Leonard's hurt, that's a problem. Zubac hurt, that's a problem. A lot of Serge Ibaka, who looked all right out there. Coffee was eating our lunch, 27 points.
Amir Coffey's a player.
Yeah, he did all right.
Tyronn Lue also said this week that probably shutting down Leonard for the season. So.
Right.
Well, and is there any way that Paul George is coming back from this, or is he out for the rest of the season?
Like for his career? Or?
I mean, emotionally maybe not, but physically.
Right.
They have not ruled.
They
Okay.
haven't ruled much out, and they're not in a great spot. So there's not. I'm guessing there's not a lot of pressure to do so. But Pacers win, and Isaiah Jackson was phenomenal. He was just all over the place. So many alley-oops. It was a fun game to watch. Second game of the week, Wednesday, February 2nd. Pacers took on the lowly Orlando Magic. And Pacers looked great until the end of the game, which they somehow gave it away. I'm still unclear as to how that happened, but they gave it away. Torrey Craig, 22 points. I mean, we're still at this game. Isaiah Jackson plays 22 seconds, so he's a starter. He's gone for the game. The rest of the starters: Torrey Craig, Justin Holiday, Karis LeVert, and Chris Duarte. Terry Taylor, though, this was a fun one for him. 24 points, 16 rebounds.
This is a career high, both of those, for the Birdhouse.
The Birdhouse, Terry Taylor.
Yeah, that's his new nickname.
Okay. And Gary Harris dropping 22 on us from the bench. I don't know. This game was kind of...
How did we lose this game? How did we... Okay, whatever. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Sabonis was out for this one, health and safety protocol. Goga was hurt as well. So this was the game I think we were just... with Isaiah Jackson around... we had essentially, we were like, I don't know, everybody was like 6'6" or below. It was just small ball because there was just nobody else on the roster that was tall anymore.
And it actually worked for a while.
For a bit. And there's an L in the column after that game. Friday, February 4th, Pacers take on the Chicago Bulls at home. And the Bulls are, of course, fantastic this year. The first in the Central. I think they're first in the East. They've had a little bit of struggle of late, but they've still been very good in the East. And Pacers, after a dismal start, picked it up and made the game real competitive and gave it away at the end of the game.
What?
Sabonis out again for health and safety. Goga's out again. We don't have to tell you that Malcolm Brogdon's out. Jackson's still out. Miles Turner's still out. T.J. Warren, he's been out and will be out. Vucevic and DeMar DeRozan were better than anything we had that night. So, except for Karis LeVert. I'm sorry. Karis LeVert had a very fantastic individual game. Dwayne Washington dropped 17.
He had 42 points.
He had 42 points.
It wasn't just like a casual game. This is what signed his... he did this so he could get traded.
Right. But we pulled out the loss at the end, so they did what they were supposed to do, and fell to the Bulls. And last game of the week was earlier today, Sunday, February 6th. This is at Cleveland, and during the day, it had been confirmed that Karis LeVert was traded to Cleveland for Ricky Rubio and some draft picks. We'll talk more about that, but none of that was happening for today's game. And another one, Pacers, they had a real solid lead for a hefty chunk of the game, and this was an epic fourth quarter, just absolute meltdown. I think the run was 17, 18, 19 points. Cavs were just draining three after three after three. Kevin Love's throwing behind the back passes to Osmond's in the corner. It was a bad one here, and it wasn't even super close at the end of the game. And after the Pacers had such a nice lead, but Duarte was the leader in this game. He's 22 points. Washington picked up 17. Sabonis was back this game. Only 9 points in this one. And on the Cavs side, honestly, it was pretty fun to watch. I'm a Cavs fan too, and they put together some stuff. Rondo was hitting threes, that was pretty offensive. Kevin Love looked good, 19 points, and Jared Allen's pretty fun out there, 15. They really turned it on. The crowd was bananas. The crowd was amazing. So, anyway, 1-4 week. I need to summarize in some sort of
1-3.
What did I say?
1-4. We only played 4 games.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking forward to next week. Colson, I need a poem here to encapsulate the performance of what we saw.
I don't know if this is going to encapsulate the performance of what we saw, but this will definitely encapsulate my feelings for what's going on in Pacer Nation right now. So this is the Haiku Life Champagne of Poems corner. Karis gone for picks. Lead the land to greater heights. Long live the Viceroy.
It's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
I'm gonna pour a little beer out for old Karis LeVert right down my gullet.
Well, I guess we should talk about that.
We barely knew
first.
ye.
Yeah.
He's around a season, not even. We got him at the last.
He had this surgery and he was out for a bit, and he was improving. I think game by game for the most part of this season, and it was starting to look pretty great.
Scored 42 points the other night.
Yeah, he did. Colson, what's your take? I guess we should talk about the trade first. So Rubio is also hurt, and I don't know. Do we expect him to play all this season?
No. We expect that he's out. Yeah.
Expiring contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is shedding off our salary is what it's doing.
So we won't re-sign him. Very unlikely. So this.
I don't know.
We could.
Maybe we will. We could.
We could.
We have the first right.
Sure. But it seems unlikely. He's past his prime ish, and what do you think?
I thought actually. I think Rubio is still a useful player. I thought he was incredibly useful into the locker room and for the Cavs and helping them have a winning mentality. When he started this season, I thought he was really useful. But I mean, now that he can't play, I totally get why they're moving on, because they're looking at the East and going, we're in the 4th seed right now. We're kind of ahead of schedule with all our young guys, with Garland and Jared Allen. Like, maybe there's a chance that we could actually make some noise. We need another ball handler and another scorer, especially with Rubio out. This makes total sense for them. I think they did a great job, Cleveland did, to get another piece in their backcourt.
So what was the specific trade? Do you have the details on that?
Yeah, so it was Karis LeVert for Ricky Rubio, a protected first-round draft pick. So lottery protected. Yeah, lottery protected. So if they're in the lottery, we can't get it.
But they're not going to.
But it's this. Right, it's this coming year they're going to be in the playoffs, so don't worry about that.
What is that? Okay, so can you explain that?
Yeah, so if you do a lottery protected pick, that means that if you land in the lottery, that pick moves to another year, right? So if for some reason they fall apart and they end up in the lottery this year, we don't get their pick. It would move to the next year.
Okay, so from their side, it's essentially
protecting them from. Like, they get a good pick if they're bad, essentially.
Right. So it's preventing, if their pick is too good, it's preventing it from going. If the pick is super good, then they won't lose it. Right.
So like if they got a top 10 pick, like just accidentally because they crashed and burned or whatever, that doesn't go to us. That will skip. That's the lottery protected part.
Gotcha.
They also gave us 2 second-round picks coming up. So there was rumors that we were asking for 2 first-round picks for Karis LeVert. What we got was an expiring and a first, lottery protected as it is, and 2 second-round picks. So I know that, if the doctor was here, he would always talk about get as many assets as you can, as many bites at the apple to see what works. And this is that trade. We get 0 back for it as far as personnel this year. As much as I like Ricky Rubio, he's probably not going to pay for the rest of the year. We're probably not going to re-sign him. He's an expiring contract, which gives us cap space. And then, again, a first-round draft pick and 2 subsequent second-round picks coming at some point. So
we gave up our 2022 second-rounders via Miami. So we're giving up our lesser second-rounder. We get this year Houston's second round, and in 2027 we get Utah's.
So 2027 is a while from now.
I mean, it's also Utah's, and they'll probably be good, right? The big news is we'll get a probably one of the first 3 picks in the second round. So that's bordering on a first rounder. Yeah. So if there's talent to be had out there in the second round, we'll be one of the first to get a crack at it. And just to be clear, Rubio is an unrestricted free agent next year, so we don't.
So we didn't even get the first crack at him. No. Right. Okay. Fair enough. Doubt that we'll re-sign him then, unless he just loves the culture in our locker room.
Is he even going to come here?
He'd be a first. Yeah, exactly. He's in Barcelona or something.
Right.
Oh dear. So do you think we're just sending him a jersey? He's not even going to show up on the facility?
Well, you know what? They'll probably send him a gift card that he can buy something on. His you get $100 to spend on NBA.com, and probably you should buy some Pacer stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna give him a whole bunch of old bogey non-jerseys, a whole box of those.
You're from Europe, right?
Never could get rid of these things.
That's right.
You must know him.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, good move for Cleveland. They get a really solid scorer who's playing really well for us. So
playing really well for us. I mean, he was, the more the ball was in his hand, the more he was becoming a distributor. I think Jason even said last week, like, he didn't want to move this guy because of the way that he was evolving on our team. Well, he's gone.
Yeah, but they also do have an elite distributor in Darius Garland, who was named to the All-Star game. So he will definitely be in that off-guard position as long as Garland is on the floor, which is almost always. And for our part, I'm glad we came. The rumors of 2 first-rounders for LeVert was so insane. Like, there just aren't that many people in this league that are going to net you 2 first-rounders, and LeVert just ain't one of them. So we did what we could.
It's actually a pretty good haul if you're just going for draft picks, right? Not personnel, but just cap relief and draft picks. It's a pretty good haul. I mean, it'd be nice if it was.
It's not overwhelming.
Not lottery protected.
Yeah, it's not overwhelming at all. It's not a it's not a lottery pick,
right.
but basically at this point we're kind of leaning into the rebuild here. How far Buchanan will be allowed to take that and still be employed by Simon is probably the operative question heading into the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but,
and what's the next move? I mean, are we going to continue to move these guys for assets, or are we going to try to bring somebody back with another trade?
Yep, that's a good question. But it was a fun week of basketball. I'll tell you, that Clippers game, that was maybe the most fun I've had watching the Pacers all season long.
Oh, I completely agree.
We haven't had a rim runner like Jackson was playing during that game. I mean, in my lifetime ever for the Pacers. I mean, even Jermaine O'Neal could not play above the rim. Like, nothing like what this kid. It was just oop after oop after oop. Super fun to watch. Obviously, a really shorthanded team, and it's nice to know that we're at least capable of holding Batum under 40. So that's good to see.
I loved just seeing he's so young, and just the smile he had on his face like late in the game, but because he's still doing. Oops and just rebounds and just doing the stuff that you expect, or the stuff you hope you're going to see from him, and just like this just boyish smile from somebody out there just like yamming on people.
Absolutely,
it was fun, and the bench was going nuts. It was super fun.
And that amazing game he had. He got the post game, and then a couple games later you get Terry Taylor out there with just. It was the next game. It was against the Magic, where he goes 24 and 16. I mean, just owning those guys, and they've got a legit big out there. They've got some size, but he was just taking care of business, just unstoppable in the paint. Did such a great job, carving out space for himself under there.
Well, in the game after that, he puts up like 21 and 14. The guy is 6'5". This is ridiculous. He's playing center for us.
Yeah, he's very PJ. He's very PJ Tucker right now. I just love what he's bringing to the game, man. It's
without a doubt.
He never looks out of control for a kid his age. Certainly there's mistakes that happen, but he's got a very calm demeanor. Doesn't seem out of his depth. It's been great to watch these kids.
I was so impressed. I mean, definitely in the Magic game and the Bulls game too. Like. Vucevic is trying to post him up, and he's holding his ground.
None of it.
Yeah, it's like I know what you're trying to do, bro.
I'm
but
standing my ground.
Terry Taylor's right here.
Wait, where's Terry Taylor?
He's right here, between you and the basket.
The birdhouse.
Hey, took him to the birdhouse.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously a bit of a disappointing end to that Magic game. Really gave up a big third quarter to them and let them back in it, and just couldn't put them away, in spite of the fact that they were not only was it the Magic, but they were kind of a shorthanded Magic as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're not a good team.
They're not. They're not great. But the guys were out there playing hard. Obviously, when you got a bunch of young kids out there, and you're undersized and kind of playing a new brand of basketball on top of that, closing down the stretch when things get tough is going to be the hardest part of executing the game plan. So they came up just a little bit short. But it was just a really fun week of basketball. I really enjoyed it.
Well, I agree with you. I think I even called you after that Clippers game. I was like, this is as much fun as I have watching the team all year. I was like, we can just trade all our stars, and I just want to have let's see, Justin Holiday as our leader.
Can't trade
Lance
Domas.
Stevenson.
No one's allowed to trade Domas.
Fair enough, but it may happen. But Lance Stevenson, who, by the way, also got signed for the rest of the season, so shout out Lancey Pants. And then all these rookies. I mean, they're playing their butts off. They're flying around. They're doing a good job. I absolutely love 8-track Chris Duarte. He's been, a steady hand as a rookie. Like, what's that about? And
it's about him being 40.
Yeah, that helps. And then Isaiah Jackson goes down when we've had so much fun watching him just bounce around and do all these fun things. And suddenly our tallest player is 6'6". What is that? What probably Justin Holiday? Is he 6'6", 6'7"? I don't know. And then Tyree Taylor, the Birdhouse, is playing center for us. And for the first half of that game, it totally threw the Magic off. Now, I'm not saying the Magic are a great team, but we were doing a lot of fun stuff with small ball that they really didn't have an answer for. And Taylor's playing big. It's just that, wasn't something we could sustain a whole period. The end of that game was really just sad. We just kind of fell apart, as we do. Just like we did at the end of the Chicago game. We just tend to kind of play poorly down the stretch. But I don't know. I thought I agree with you. It was a good week of basketball. The Cleveland game, again, started out well. Feel like it's something you can do, and then you're going to fall down the stretch, just fall apart. I mean, literally just let them go on a 17-0 run.
Quick wag of the finger for DeMar DeRozan, man. I did not realize what a flopper that guy was. He was really annoying to watch play basketball.
And then just talking up with the refs. It's like,
I was like, dude, you're running into people falling down and getting calls, and you're John? You kidding me right now? It was brutal.
Yeah.
But
and they were supposed to crack down on that in the offseason. They have. I mean, there's a lot less of that nonsense going on, but he's one of the better actors in the league.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
I would say overall, it was a fun week of basketball. We just kind of, the truth of the matter is, winning does not help us right now. The way that the NBA works is you get the better draft pick. We're not going to the playoffs, and you heard it here first. We're not going to the playoffs. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know we're going to talk about this more on the next show, but I think it's interesting to talk about what we need to be seeing out of these young guys and what we need to be rooting for, because I think the frustration for me earlier in this season was watching a bunch of guys that we'd paid a bunch of money to be professional basketball players that just had no energy and weren't engaged. And if my team is going to tank, what I'd prefer to do is watch these young guys and have them get better. If we can start thinking about who these guys that are going to last on this team and try to develop them, I think that's a more interesting season if we're going to tank. Yeah. So,
one would think that would be the whole point here. And as we look forward, that's going to start on Tuesday. We head out to Atlanta on Friday. Get a couple days off there before returning home to let Cleveland presumably eat our lunch again. And then on Sunday, Big Cat comes to town. Minnesota will be in Gamebridge to round out the week.
So let me get this straight. We're going to Atlanta with time off before and after the game?
Luckily, just one day off before, so hopefully they'll let them stay an extra day so they can party after the game, maybe.
Do it after. Yeah. Just do it after. Now, you know what? We're trying to get those L's. Get there. Just go drop your stuff off at the hotel and get to the club.
Just full Vlade Divac, drinking beer in the locker room.
Before and after.
Yeah.
Before and after.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, I'm gonna say I feel good about this week. I feel like I think we're going 1-2.
Sweep.
Yeah.
0-3 sweep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I think they're gonna be. I think the whatever some crazy is going to happen in Atlanta that that they can't talk about. Somebody's going to do something. Something's going to happen, and they're going to be galvanized by that.
Somebody's going to have somebody's back. It's going to just right.
so, when you can't talk to the cops like that, it makes you closer as a unit.
When you have to dig a grave for a hooker, yeah, that definitely makes you closer.
Well, and if that's whatever happens, let's hope that Rubio is there and he signs on to this this business.
Rubio's the father figure in the room, is he?
Yeah, well, he won't be doing any digging because his knee's all banged up. But
sure, he's he's plotting the whole thing.
Right,
he's driving the car.
He's looking out for the cops.
Oh, good Lord! So does that mean you're going with the 2-1 because we're gonna win after the Atlanta galvanizing loss?
3-0, man.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, they're gonna win. They're gonna go ugly early. The crazy thing is gonna happen before the game in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
And I think they're gonna take this one to the bank. And Colson, I do want to give you a spoiler for next show, a preview. But you're talking about things that we want to see from the team this season. What's the objective for the rest of the year? I'll tell you one thing I want to see, and it's alley-oops. They're awesome.
You've never seen them as a Pacer fan. These don't exist for us. We never get these things. It's fun.
It's so rare. Like, the only time you ever see them is against us, and I hate that. We had Gerald Green for a little bit.
Nobody to pass him the ball.
No, he didn't click with the organization. But anyway, well, I think that about wraps it up for this week. We will be back with you on Thursday. We'll get into deeper discussion about the forward looking for this year. Probably some more about the trade deadline's coming up here just in a couple days, and we'll have some discussions about that. And I already tell you what, I already got a start of the week for next show, and I'm already mad about it. So join us on Thursday. If you've been a listener for the show, it's a follow-up, and it is I don't know. For me, it's inexcusable. We'll talk about it on Thursday.
Wow, nice teaser, buddy.
You can hit us up on Twitter at Undebeatables. We're on Facebook.com/The Undebeatables. Our website is theundebeatables.com. There's a contact form there. You can use that to send us a message. You can send us an email. Shout out at theundebeatables.com. And we got a store. The website/store.
Do we have a wet store?
We have a store.
Okay. I thought it was a dry store, but
it's dry. We're in a dry
county.
Yeah, it's a dry county.
For the architect Donnie Walsh and our once and always Hall of Fame coach Bobby Sicklinard, turn out the lights. The party's over.
I still don't understand how the dry county thing still exists. I get the concept, but it seems wild to me. The whole
Joey, just read the Bible.
Just
read the Bible. It's all about Jeebus.
I get it, but you just drive over to the next county and you get your stuff.
Well, they didn't have cars when Jeebus was alive.
Or you just brew it yourself.
Sure.
Kentucky.
I got a bathtub and some semi-stable chemicals.
What could possibly go wrong?
So few people go blind.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Meth is awesome.
True. Anywho,
on that high note.
Yeah, I don't know if we can end the show on meth is awesome. We get shut down by.
We're gonna get canceled. But what? Listen, I think I just thought you were in the pocket of Big Meth.
That's right.
Which was also your nickname in high school.
Big Meth.
Yeah. Unrelated. Not spoiler alert, dude.
I mean, I didn't tell you what happened.
I mean, you kind of didn't have to after that.
It's so well done.
Okay.
Everything ends up perfect.
Okay.
You're going to love it.
So, Okay, great. So I don't need to watch it. Everything
No,
turns
you
out
definitely
great.
should watch it. It's fucking amazing.
Okay.
And is Tom Holland actually coming back?
They don't have anything.
Who verified
No,
that?
nothing's verified. No. But
Okay.
Tom Holland is definitely coming back for another trilogy, because why would he not?
And that was Woj verified it, so we're good.
Okay. If Woj bombed it,
Yeah.
I'm in.
Or you could just easily animate Tom Holland and have it done tomorrow.
Oh no, they're doing another Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I know
That's
that.
coming out this year.
No, I think next year.
Next year?
I think next year.
Whatever. It's gonna be awesome.
Yep. Harper, I have failed in my attempt to change the subject.
You tried to make it about basketball with the Woj bomb thing, but no, we're just gonna keep talking about Marvel. Our new show is the Marvel Hour.
Great.
The Undebeatables.
I like it. We do have different viewpoints on here. You're the you love everything, but you don't want it to be too complicated. Harper's along for the fun ride and doesn't care about the details, and I'm somewhere in between. I'll get to it, but it won't be right now. It'll be there later.
I think we've got the makings of a show.